Hello everyone, I'm Wayne from the Honda Power Products division. Today we are just here to have a look at the new Honda GP160. We're going to look at some of the features and benefits of the engine, as well as where this engine will be used. So the basic application for this machine, where would it fit in? Let's say you're a farmer and you need to move water from one dam to another dam. It's something that you're going to be doing maybe once or twice a year, and it's going to be 4 or 5 hours at a run. For that application, this is the perfect machine. Let's say maybe you have a household generator, something in the 3 kilowatt range. You don't need to power your whole house, you just need to power your basics. Again, this is the perfect machine for that application. So, knowing this, let's look at some of the features on the engine. You'll notice that the GP160 has a plastic starter because it is not a heavy-duty machine. This is the type of machine you'll be starting at least 2 to 3 times a day. Another feature of this engine is that it has a dual-stage air filter. Your air filter is very easily maintained and opened with one screw at the top. You'll also notice that the oil fill and drains are on both sides for convenience. Depending on where you fit the machine, we have one this side, we have one this side. So if this machine is fitted to something like a water pump and maybe this one is blocked, we will have this one available to fill and drain your fuel. Another feature of this engine is on the crankshaft. It only comes with 2 options. The one is your straight shaft, which has a keyway. That is designed to fit onto most applications. So things like your water pumps, maybe lawnmowers, all of those will fit to this shaft. The second option is the taper shaft. The taper shaft is usually used for all your generator options. Another point to note on this engine is you will see it comes with a full oil alert system. This is designed so that when your oil runs below a certain level, it will automatically cut your machine off to save the engine from getting damaged. Moving on, you'll notice the fuel cap on the tank is a large automotive style fuel cap made so that when you are filling the engine, it's a lot harder to miss. That means less fuel goes all around the engine, goes into the tank where it's meant to be. The GP160 is a 3.6 kilowatt engine. That translates to just on 4.8 horsepower. Remembering that is running at 3,600 RPM while it is running under load. In terms of power, that is enough to run most of your small applications that don't need heavy vibration or heavy usage. Another point to note on this machine, when it is running under load at its rated capacity, we are using 1.4 liters per hour. On this engine, it is also an overhead valve engine. What that means is better, cleaner fuel efficiency for your engine and better run times. The GP160 is a compact, versatile machine for your light duty and everyday use. So now we look at the GX160. The GX160 is a heavy-duty commercial grade engine designed to be used on a daily basis. This machine, its purpose is for anywhere that is high vibration, heavy usage. So for instance, if we're going to fit this machine to a plate compactor, it can take the heavy vibration and the long hours of daily use. Internally on the GX160, we have some features that improve the power and the vibration characteristics of the machine. On the valves, we have a valve rotator on your exhaust. It features a heavy-duty camshaft as well as a reinforced governor system for much more stable running, especially at higher loads. You will notice on the front and on the air filter cover, it has a nice matte look on the air filter cover, as well as a speed nut at the top for quick access for maintenance on your air filters. You will see the starter is made of steel. The reason for this is because it is a heavy-duty machine. This is the type of engine you will be starting and stopping 8, 9, maybe 10 times a day. So having the steel starter allows you to do that without damaging the machine. Another feature of the GX engine is the built-in oil alert system. This system is designed so that when your engine is running, maybe you're out in the field working and you haven't checked the oil in a while. If this engine runs low on oil, the oil alert system will automatically cut your engine off so that you do not damage the engine. You'll see it has 2 drain fills on either side. The purpose of this is, should this machine maybe be fitted to a plate compactor and there might be something on this side that prevents you from getting to that one, you can then still access from the other side. It's there for ease no matter which machine this is fitted to. Another notable feature of the GX160 is that it has many options on the crankshaft. We can get it in imperial or metric sizes. We can have tapered threads, threads inside or threads on the outside diameter. It is made for that built-in compatibility to fit almost any machine on the market. Coming standard with the GX160 is the crankcase cover is sealed with a gasket to make sure you have no leakage and tight tolerances when your engine is built. In a nutshell, the GX160 is the perfect engine for anywhere that you have heavy usage and high vibration. Next, we'll delve into the comparison between the GP160 and the GX160. We've already spoken about the GP160 and the GX160. Now let's look at the differences on them. First, you'll note on the GP160, we have a plastic starter. Compared to the GX160, we have a steel starter. The reason for that being, the GP160 is designed for light-duty applications. So, as we've said, something where you're going to start the engine once or twice a day, so you're not constantly working on the starter. The GX160, having the steel starter, is a machine that you'd expect to be starting several times a day. So having the steel gives you that advantage of less wear and tear over time on your engine. Another feature to notice is the air filter covers. On the GX160, we have a plastic covered speed nut. Again, because we are expecting to be opening and closing this air filter on a regular basis, because it is a heavy-duty commercial application. Your GP160 has a standard steel speed nut. You will be doing your maintenance and services on the air filter. However, this machine, you're not expecting to do it on a very regular basis. Another feature on the GX160 is you will notice we have a second filter that is built into the carburetor. Again, because it's designed to be in heavy use and dusty environments, that extra filter just gives you a bit more reliability on your machine. Compared to the GP160, we only have the 2 filters, one in your tank and one inside the fuel filter. Another big difference between them is on the crankcase cover. The GX160 uses a gasket to seal. Compared to the GP160, we use a liquid gasket. Let's look internally to see the differences between the two engines. So let's look at the machines internally. On the GP160, you'll notice the strut structure that holds your bearing together. Compared to the GX 160, we have a lot more struts, which is what allows us to have more vibration on the engine. Visually, the components look very similar. However, on the GX, the materials are hardened a little bit more to allow for more vibration and a more durable machine. Now that we've looked at the GP 160 and the GX 160, I'm going to introduce you to their big brothers, the GX 390 and the GX 430. Okay, and here we have the already legendary GX 390, which has been powering machines in the construction industry for over 30 years now. At 389 cc's, this engine produces 8.7 kilowatts of power. That translates to 11.7 horsepower. So where does this engine fit? This engine is primarily used by the construction industry. Anywhere from generators to plate compactors, sometimes even skid steers, as well as conveyor belts. It is made for that application. The GX 390 is a tough, rugged engine with proven reliability over years. That is why it is the #1 choice for construction-based applications. Another feature you will notice on the GX 390 is the speed nut on the top of the air filter housing. It makes for quick opening and servicing of your air filter, which you should be doing on a regular basis. You will also notice an additional safety feature on the engine. It comes standard with the oil alert unit. So should the oil drop below a safe level, it will automatically cut your engine out and prevent costly repairs at a later date. You'll also notice on the engine we have 2 oil fill ports. So should something be restricting access to one side, you can still check and fill your oil from the opposite side. On this side with the grey nut, we also have the dipstick to check your level of oil. Although the Honda GX 390 is already a legendary machine in the construction industry, Honda's Kaizen philosophy of constant improvement is what brings us the next version of this machine, the GX 430. So now we have the new Honda GX 430. At 425 cc's, this engine produces just on 9.6 kilowatts of power. That translates into about 12.8 horsepower at 3,600 RPM. This is achieved through some changes in the internals to give us a better combustion efficiency. Despite being a more powerful engine, the GX 430 uses less fuel for the same workload. This is achieved through the higher compression ratio and lower operating load for the same amount of work. Just like the legendary GX 390, we still have the speed nut on the top of the air filter housing for quick access for maintenance. Just like the GX 390, the GX 430 comes built in with your oil alert sensor to cut the engine out should your oil level get too low. Another new change that has been made on the GX 430 is to some of the shroud covers. These covers have been expanded upwards to better direct the airflow for better cooling on your engine. You'll notice the exhaust pipe has also been modified and made bigger with a few baffles inside. This reduces the sound pressure and the effect that it has on the operator. You'll also notice the 2 oil fills that we have on all our machines. They are there for that case when, should one side be blocked, you have access to the oil fill from the other side. Again, on this side, we have the dipstick to check your oil level. And now that we've looked at the GX 390 and the GX 430, let's have a look at the real differences. Now that we have both machines here, let's take a look inside. So the main difference on this machine is on your cylinder we have a much greater compression ratio. Another difference is on the camshafts, we have quite a difference there for the running. Then our balancers have also been adjusted because of the extra vibration and the extra weight on your piston. The balancers then remove that extra vibration. If we look at the differences, looking at your camshaft, you can see much better machining compared to the standard. If we turn them over, improved decompression valve. So this one here for the GX390 has a standard tension spring compared to this one which has a rotary type spring. And that's it for the big brothers in the range. The already legendary GX390, which is a well-loved, well-known machine in the construction industry, known for its durability. On the right, we have the new GX430, demonstrating Honda's Kaizen philosophy, which proves why Honda is a market leader.